Welcome, conscious creators, to the Eternal Growth Network. Today makes day 4, $0 profit. Are we blessed? Yes. Are we going to keep going? Yes. Moving out of faith? Hell yeah. Not sure if I should mix hell yeah, hell with the faith, but I don't know. I don't mind it, but for anybody out there who mind it, you know. Today, I already see a few people outside. Actually, let me show y'all real quick. So right away, just like that, there's people out there that I could go to and introduce the book of you, how I do it. So I think I'm gonna do it today. Nah, I know I'm gonna do it. Like me, it's so scary, but I should, and I am. Just to start. But before I get into all of that, I figure I should start sharing snippets of, these journals I hold. There's a whole lot of magic, so I'm just going to start with, let's say this random one here. Open up random page. Oops, that's not the page. Yeah, we going crazy. I'll read this one. For me, just be random journals, I wanted to accept everything, so accept madness too. Let the light of your madness shine, and it will suddenly dawn on you. Madness is not to be despised and not to be feared, but instead you should give it life. I thought I was on a rhyme or something. I am made of the universe, the fabric of God consciousness. Hold up, I am made of the universe, the fabric of God consciousness is all that engulfs this quantum field. I command my reality. I operate this vessel using skill, sacred geometry, and I'm dedicated to the use of universal law. My divinity spills into all I come in contact with. Quantum soul. See, I use actually quantum soul as a signature every now and then, because there's to me, some information that's universal amongst all the realities that I could be living. All the potential realities. So that's quantum soul. When it's one statement can fit all statements. Soul is when it's this specific life. And then divine soul is when it's from higher self. All right, so we're gonna get a page out of this one. And the reason why I share this is so you can just see how it's the affirmations, but they come from, you journal in general, you're putting life into paper from that point. This one's coming from July 15th in this case. But it feels good most of the time to step back into the space of where you just were and the vibration was on at that point, and then how sometimes it's directly what you needed to hear at another point. It's just kind of funny to me how we are all the same people, let alone the past versions of yourself being the same as the future version, just transformed. But anyway, I am blessed beyond comprehension. My faith is infinite, and so are my potentials for extraordinary outcomes. Many blessings to me and all who I encounter. This is a beautiful life, and this very moment is made of magic, the divine unseen. And that's Soul Venus. So I don't know, this could have been a quantum soul moment, but either way, let's get into another page. This book is really most randomized, but I'll go ahead and hit one of these. Oh, more life. These were some of the blueprints for the shirts I was making. Okay, here we go. Current reality. Abundant and deserving. I take small steps that make for granular change. Everywhere I emit energy, I am intentional. And all that I command comes to me. All that I command comes to because I put in the work. Look at that. All that I command comes to because I put in the work. Last one from this book. I know people who are familiar with like making affirmations based on, your chakra system. The I am representing your root. The I feel representing sacral and going down. So I'll go down the line right now. I am a leader. I feel responsible. I take the lead. I love unconditionally. I speak affirmatively. I see thoughts. And I know universal law. And I know I'm all over with this, but I'm gonna actually compare. This is much older. This is a much older affirmation. I'm gonna compare that to my most recent, or because it's one of the most recent. So you have, I am a leader, which is replaced with I am infinite. And so to me, it's amazing how like as the times do go by, there starts to become like a, the deeper understanding. Or when your desires change, like before maybe I desired to be seen as a leader, and so I made it an affirmative, and it switched over to what now feels like I want to be infinite. So, the desires change, the wording, and so on. I feel responsible is changed to I feel blessed. I take the lead is switched into I take aligned action. And the difference in that is amazing, at least for me, because you could take the lead, but it's even bigger to take aligned action, because aligned action could be the lead that I'm taking, the lead I'm taking and where I'm taking others. The lead could be me taking a backseat to a situation because it's aligned to be a supporter at that moment, so it's all, I try to be more the source, these days, I love unconditionally. I kept that one the same throughout the whole time. I love unconditionally. I speak affirmatively, which is what we're doing right now. But what I love even better than that is I speak life into life. So as I speak life right now, I speak life into life, whether it's life into this app, life into the listener, a conscious creator like yourself. I see thoughts. I see beautiful outcomes. I see thoughts and I see beautiful outcomes. Thoughts is one thing, but beautiful outcomes is, if I have a thought, it's a faithful thought. And then lastly, I know universal law. And then this one is I know all is aligned beautifully. So knowing universal law is based from knowledge, but knowing all is aligned beautifully is based in spirit. Obviously, universal law is how spirit works, you can say. But knowing all is aligned beautifully means that through ebbs and flows, it's all good. And I heard this most recently that, the higher you climb, of course you're going to face those dips, those deeper dips, but all in support of your growth and your shedding of the old self. And of course, lastly on this one is the universe conspires in my favor beautifully and in divine time. Here I have on time, but I resonate more with divine time. And lastly, with the notes here, I really read something, listened to someone yesterday. I gotta shout them out eventually. But it was I'm familiar with sacrifice, but I loved how they described the sacrifice itself and how you basically change from your current self into your desired self through the changing of what, let's say right now in this present self I have worry. Let's say my worries are running back. The current self that is me has a set of worries, stressors, excitements, triggers, viewpoints, perceptions, and what the attention will be on. And ideally, what this person suggests is that whatever our desired self is, that is the higher version of ourselves, is the desired self. So when you sacrifice yourself, you're sacrificing your lower form for your higher form. And in this case would be when you consider what would be a worry for you, a stressor, what excites you, triggers you, your viewpoints and perceptions and where your attention would go, you would want to take you would take your worry and move that into what your desired person will worry about. So for me, I'll go down the list. My past self was worried about money. My present self was worried about nothing. My past self could have stressed about freedom and the attainment of it, while my present self sees stressor as a learning opportunity. So not anything specific, but whatever is causing stress is an opportunity to learn. What are my excitements before was deep dives. And I actually have that my excitement remained the same. What I so desire to be entirely transformed, that I went ahead and put for my excitement to be learning, my present excitement to be learning. Because that could be through deep dives, but that can also be through challenges. And I think what's really beautiful is that if I can find excitement and challenges, the triggers, the stressors, but not to become the stressor, but to observe the stress. And of course, respond and not react. The triggers of my past self may have been change. In the present, my triggers are, again, learning opportunities. My viewpoint was limited, and now it's expansive. Meaning, as far as the way I see the term viewpoint, it's like, if I had like a yard, what's all in my yard? And before, what's in my yard is all I have. But now, I see reality as I have my yard and then some. My word pierces through the yard and then some, and continues to keep going even after I've stopped talking. Expansive as opposed to limited. Perceptions. My past perceptions were polarizing, meaning it's either this or that, as opposed to my perception now being dual, it's everything. And then my attention before was on the future, as opposed to my attention now being in the present. As much as I can be in the present, that is the point. And until I can rise above the internal stress, the external cannot decrease. And I'm saying that again, until I can rise above the internal stress, the external cannot decrease. And lastly, I need to filter. See, I'm catching that. I'm looking at the wrong, I'm looking at the screen, but the camera's right here at y'all. But I need to filter my reality through the lens of my desired self. And so that's through the identity, beliefs, and thoughts. So that's my snippets on the journaling. I would love to go into the journals more because it actually felt really, really super. I have too many actually. There are ones like this one that's like filled to the brim, like max money in here. But anyway, it's so reassuring to receive more information on how universal law works, how this reality works. And I know it, right? I live this information, but there's the part of me that I recognize is just so afraid to go, I guess, not even I guess, but there's the old self that in all this new knowledge I've attained and been acting on, there's the old me that, is like, having that battle with the separation, like things have changed before my eyes. And so essentially it's all shaping how I live And I think there's just parts of me that are just not trying to be outlived. But my thoughts are stronger than that. My thoughts are everything, so it's not even that they're stronger than another set of thoughts. But, you know, the awareness is a lot better to just pay attention to what these feelings that come in. When I feel the fear is the one I really got to pay attention to, because that's a fear. To me, fear can like push me into an action that is out of alignment, and that's really like the main thing I've been aware of. Is okay, this thing I want to do. Am I doing this because I'm worried, or am I doing this because I'm inspired? And so, for example, when I talk to these people at this office, you know, part of me is that's fearful to do that. Like, so I'm gonna just have to do that. Like, it's pretty soon I'm gonna throw the shoes on and go ahead across the street. But yeah, that's the it's shaky for me for right now. That's only because I'm going into like, it's not a tailored space. Meaning like if you go to a place like a library where people are already reading, then I feel maybe much more comfortable. But you know, we're stepping out of our comfort zone. The worst that they can do is just say no, right? So to end this, I'm gonna end it with a snippet from here, because I keep showing y'all this, but I don't give y'all a piece of the info that I be saying here. So I'll start off with quotes, and I'll use these for probably shorts later. But going right into it, Courtney, there's nothing that you can't do. The power of your words, thoughts, and prayers carry and mean a lot. So be sure to always be intentional. Life can and will challenge you at times, but that's for a reason. You're forever growing, learning, and adapting to all situations. The toughest battles are given to those who can handle. Those who can handle are given the assignments in life to make changes. If you want something, go get it. It's already written. Be resilient, be brave, be confident, and be bold. And it's at Court the Great on Instagram. It's pages like this that just, I hope, can give you the the basic context of this whole journal, is that people are really dropping dimes that today works for me, another day could work for you. But it's beautiful that we all have a little something to share, you know, through our perspective, through our unique living experience. And a lot of it is, if it's in spirit, it's going to be relatable, you know what I mean? And even if it's not, then if that's where you are in your life at the moment and that's what you relate to most, then so be it. But yeah, really feeling who this morning, but the deed's gotta be done. Gotta just try it once, you feel me? So vibrate higher, and in the sake of the More Life movement, pay attention to those thoughts, because that's where your vibration is lying at, you know what I'm saying? Your thoughts affect your feelings affect your reality, how you see your reality. So just remember to start from the top with the thoughts, and you know, be intentional with your thoughts. And that's what I mean by vibrate higher. Move in truth. Vibrate higher. More life.